Again, there's the homeless. Yes, well, I am homeless. The street monk saying hello to everybody out there. Hey, I want to talk about an important topic. It's a continuation of a couple of videos I left behind that I talked about earlier, and I was talking about sensitive issues about the high percentage of drug addicts out here, and and after I walked away filming that video, I walked away. It's like people are probably asking, why should I then help the homeless or take care of them, or or give them anything if there's so many out here that are drug addicted and addicted to everything in the world out here, and some of them aren't that nice. And that's the challenge that I offer up to everybody. It's a hard question, and it's something I worked on for years and years and years. And finally, I decided that, hey, when I do charitable works to my fellow brothers out here, homeless, I'm actually really kind of changing myself, changing my attitudes, changing my biases, changing a lot of things that we a lot of times don't see about ourselves. Let's see. And I'm going to do a little bit of reading off my scripts off this paper that I have that I've done over the years. Just a summary of a lot of things, and this title is "Why Should I Give to the Homeless Anything?" and why should we care for them? Of course, like I said, it's a big question, an important question, and also, why should we give them any money? I mean, aren't they just going to spend it on drugs and more drugs and booze and cigarettes? I think very likely when you do give, you're going to be participating in their habits somehow, some way. But I think the challenge becomes towards us, changing our own attitudes. I think it's so important that we learn how to be charitable, giving from what we got, a little, or out of our excess, giving to them. I remember once struggling with this question when I first started with the homeless. I thought to myself, I'm going to help them, right? So I pull out $1 or $2 and stuff like that, and even pulling out $1 or $2 really costs me a lot. I really fought with myself about that, and then I started working around that. I started saying, well, things would come up to my mind. Hey, they're going to steal your wallet. They're going to do this. So I started protecting my wallet. I pulled out money. If I would see somebody in the store, I would pull out money beforehand and have it ready. So when I go out to give, I wouldn't have my wallet exposed. So kind of worked around that fear and stuff. And eventually I started continue asking more questions about that fear. And finally, I decided, and in prayers and experience, that when I give, I'll be struggling with myself to give, first of all. And then secondly, we do our part. I think God asks of us to do our part, our role in helping others. We offer, we give, we've done our part. And we may attach a few things to it. Maybe buy some food with it or something like that. That's always good. I mean, but we shouldn't demand it to allow them to do what they want with it, because we've already done our charitable work. The Lord has seen that. Now, it's up to them to do their part. Are they going to properly use this money to eat and stuff like that? Or are they going to continue buying booze? Well, in that case, it's really out of our hands at that point. Of course, we care, but we leave them to deal with it before God and themselves. So we need to give because it's healthy for us to give. It's a learning process, and it's charitable, and God asks us to do that through Christ. Be charitable to one another, especially the homeless and the widows and the orphans. So that was kind of how I handled this issue long ago. And what I find also that people can do is when you see homeless, have lunch bags out there ready. At minimum, lunch bags. Most of them will appreciate a lunch bag. Uh, it's like your old school bag, when your mom used to give you a brown bag and put your sandwiches, sodas, and chips, cookies, and so on and so forth. And something like that, very simple, very meaningful for a lot of us out here. Secondly, if you're wanting to give money and stuff like that, give small amounts, $5, $10. That's usually good enough to buy hygiene items that sometimes you can't get, from donors. That's always good. And you could always give more, depending on your heart. It's all up to you. But $5, $10 I find to be very good, very helpful. It gives a person a hot meal. You could go to a nearby fast food restaurant and get yourself a burger, fries, and Coke, and that, believe me, it's worth gold out here. Let's see. Secondly, if you're fearful about giving money and you're still struggling with that, give them in their neighborhood, their area, gift cards, maybe to a nearby store like Stater Brothers, Juan Pollo, KFC, nearest Taqueria. There's always gift cards you could give them, and that's, like I say, that's so important for them out here. And will they end up selling it? Well, some will, but I think most, if it's very local, they will use it and they will be glad. So just keep that in mind. And like I said, this is basically, for me, it's just basically a time to learn to become charitable. Get rid of our biases, our stubbornness, our pride, our arrogance. Every time we give, I find that we're always breaking away at these stubborn things that keep us back from, I believe, serving our Lord Jesus Christ properly. And as we break down all these horrible things, I think the Lord enlightens us with a lot of His love, wisdom, and grace. I find when I give and I serve the Lord, I find that He blesses me immensely. And He's always given me more times, more moments to be blessed. And it's always a win-win situation. So I ask all you who are very generous at heart, not only to be careful, like I said, there's always safety is always a concern. Keep at a distance, but give, and give. Don't worry about where that money will go. You give it to them personally, whether through a gift card or through cash. You've done the right thing. Always do it carefully, and the Lord will grace you and bless you abundantly. I know it for a fact. I get blessed many times a day. My heart becomes full with extreme joy, even during the hard times. And my trust and my love for God just grows ever more. So I ask you to do the same. Be very careful when giving. Give out of your heart. Learn to break down pride and arrogance and everything that kind of gets in your way. And just, find there'll be a lot of joy out here for you as you work on your heart and make it more charitable. Anyways, that's all I got to say. This is the Street Monk signing out. You all have a good day. Adios.